amazing. They designed places, ecologies with an exhaust for static energy as well.
Right.
Because
Yes.
there's a slightly different mindset, which is you're not creating a kind of box home and just filling it with stuff. There's even a way you can kind of think about your own life. You've got your life and you sort of fill it with stuff. There's always this exhaust. There's always something being shed. There's always something being let out. And so this is an interesting aspect to do with energy, because unless you're refreshing your energies and understand that that's how it works, you can think you're kind of like a solid block. You know, you are what you are, because physically we change a little bit, but it's much slower to change. We're very slow to change physically. You know, hair grows and changes a little bit more than other things, nails, but basically it's quite slow. But electrically, it's not like that. Electrically, there's a flux of energy coming in, and the energy comes in through what we think and through the ecology that we're in. As you said, an ecology that's falling in pieces could cause a person to go through a similar type of process. So these two influences, what we're thinking and what we're catching, cause us to draw in a certain type of energy, and then that fills our aura, and it's changing minute by minute. So this is why people who have lived together for a long time, you can be together and you can suddenly say, "What's wrong?" Nothing. No, something's changed. I feel like you're upset about something.
Yes.
And there's some disturbance in the force, as I would say in Star Wars. Star Wars, the force has been disturbed, Luke, because the harmonies of the energies have changed, because the person's plugged in or started thinking about something and brought in another energy, a bit like a radio tuning in and bringing in another frequency. And you're upset about something, and the person may have started thinking, or you yourself started thinking about something that's not harmonious to that situation. So, you know, one of the first important things is learning how to clean and clear your aura. So you're doing a constant refresh. Like we take a shower, clean our teeth, all these things you would never think about passing a week without having a shower, cleaning your teeth. But we go on without cleaning and refreshing our aura, electrical systems. Again, things they knew in the East, because you've got the Qigong and Tai Chi, and even to stay healthy at a minimum, acupuncture, in which says things are not flowing, things are not being shed, things are not running through the system, there's blockages. And if you come to another person with that contamination, you're going to have a limited degree of being open, because if somebody, let's say you want to exchange it with somebody, but their aura is contaminated, you're going to pull back a little bit. You're going to feel not quite as open, not quite as free. You're going to be a little bit wary. And so the more you think about it, the more it seems like it should be a fundamental thing we already all know about. And yet I think we're kind of like cavemen still emerging into the sunlight in regards to these types of subjects.
Yes, and that's another really important point, is that it's the education and awareness. You know, because when we're at school, it teaches how to hit a ball and how to run fast and all of these sorts of things, but they don't unfortunately teach us about the electromagnetic part of our system, and we become desensitized to it. And I know I think I might have mentioned this before, but when I went to university, the art school, it was in the city, and I live in the suburbs, so I used to have to catch the bus each day to get there, and the bus, which is about an hour's trip each way. And so I'd get up in the morning and I'd be all fresh and energized, because I love art and I was so looking forward to it. But after the bus trip into art school, I'd get off feeling devastated, thinking, "Oh my God, can I go home again, or can I lie down and have a nap?" Be grumpy, and then I'd get into the art, and we'd have exercises and be doing workshops every day, and I'd be really energized and fired up again. And then I'd get on that bus to spend for an hour going home, and get off the bus again feeling terrible. And what I eventually learned was that because each person does live inside an electromagnetic bubble, and that contains your energy. Whatever you've produced, whatever you radiate, it holds it in there, almost like a battery. But of course, because of the physics and the laws of electricity, electricity always flows to a place of less resistance. So you get on the bus, and actually everybody's auras are overlapping, and there might be 50 or 60 people on this bus. A lot of them are going into the city to work as accountants and office workers and all the rest of it, and not looking too happy, not looking too happy about it. So of course, all the auras intermix, and there's an energy flow. It all balances itself out amongst the 60 people on the bus. So you get on the bus feeling really bright and inspired. It all levels out. And when you get off the bus, you're feeling devastated and drained. Once I learned that, once I just was fortunate enough to have that knowledge explained to me, then you can counterbalance that. So, one of the things I'd do coming home was I'd have a sketchbook or a notebook and just carry on working, try not to interrupt the process that I'd been in at art school all day. And this is the other incredible thing, because the edge of the human aura, like the Van Allen belts around the planet, it is a shielding, containing device. It has to be, otherwise all your energy would leak out. It'd be like having a bad wound and all your blood leaking out. You'd soon die. You need that energy contained. So in doing a process that was inspiring and enjoyable, it produced that energy and that light into the aura to counterbalance it. Very simple laws of physics, and very much to do with how electricity and its dynamics work. Makes all the difference, because imagine you could end up thinking after 6 months, or maybe I'm not so into art, I just keep feeling terrible every day. Maybe it's not for me, but that's not the case. You're being influenced by energy flows that aren't actually to do with the thing you're interested in. So just building that awareness, and that's one of the lovely things about the different trails, is that there's lots of work and exercises there for building up that sensitivity, for cleansing the aura. And that's the thing. I think all humans face that. That's part of learning and growing and getting to know thyself, is what influences aren't you. They come from your parents, they come from your family, they come from cultural traditions, the nation, the energy that comes out of the land. You've sort of got to understand and separate all that out to find out what you as an energy being and an entity really is. That's an important process as well. Because of these energy flows, you can't avoid them. They're a fact of life.